The need to disclose information in order to achieve understanding and agreement arises often in our day-to-day life as well as in the legal world and the business world. However, disclosing information comes with its own risks, which brings us to so-called disclosure dilemmas. For example, imagine that the SEC suspects a trading company of illegal internal trading. The company claims that it simply used a very smart trading software to reach its conclusions and profits. This is exactly the scenario depicted in the next scene from the TV show Suits, where the SEC is asking to get access to the company's trading software. Take a look.
Your Honor, I'm simply requesting Mr. Sutter hand over
something he has no right to.
I have every right to make sure that your client is operating within the law.
And what exactly is your basis to say that he isn't?
Your Honor, when you break the home run record and someone says your bat is corked, you turn it over to show it's not.
Except when that bat is the reason you hit all those homers, because the second he gets it, everyone in the world's gonna know what's in it. And my client might as well go out of business right now.
What should the judge decide? Should she force a disclosure, risking the company's trade secrets, or deny the SEC and potentially allow the company to continue its illegal trading? Neither of these possibilities are satisfying. If only there was a third option, a compromise of sorts which keeps all parties happy. Can we let the company keep its trade secrets secret while letting the SEC verify the company's claims? Well, surprisingly, yes we can. This is where the notion of zero-knowledge proofs come to the rescue. But before we talk about zero-knowledge proofs, let's consider some other disclosure dilemmas that could be resolved this way. Imagine two competing companies that are considering a merger. For both to agree, they would logically want information like client lists, profit margins, and future plans from the other company. Sharing this information is absolutely fine if they do eventually merge, but what if one company drops out of the deal and utilizes the information it attained to its benefit? Disclosures are not only in the realm of companies. We are required to disclose a lot of information about ourselves. For example, when we apply for a mortgage, we are asked for considerable amounts of personal information. Could the loaner verify our eligibility while letting us keep our information secret? As you can see, these disclosure dilemmas are all around us. To disclose or not to disclose, both come with a price. We don't want our information to be used against us, but we also don't want to lose important opportunities. Using an idea known as zero-knowledge proofs, there exists a third option. Companies can prove that an assertion is true without revealing the secret information that supports it. What do we mean by proofs? Are those the grade school math proofs that we are all familiar with? Well, not exactly. For us, proofs are much more general. A proof system is a protocol between two entities, a prover and a verifier, to communicate about formal statements. Such systems are designed so that the prover can convince the verifier that a statement is true. Equally important is that if the statement is false, then no matter what the prover does, with high probability, the verifier will not be convinced. What's a zero-knowledge proof? Well, these are proof systems with one additional and crucial property. The prover still learns that the assertion is true, but nothing else about the prover's secret information is revealed. This sounds like magic, but is in fact very real. Let's consider a simple example of zero-knowledge proofs. Consider a prover, Patricia, and a verifier, Veronica. Patricia wants to prove to Veronica that she built a machine that works in the following way. You pour in one of three drinks, Pepsi, Coke, or Dr. Pepper, and the machine can detect which drink you poured in. Veronica does not believe you. Perhaps the machine just outputs what you signal it to output. Veronica asks for proof. Now, without zero-knowledge proofs, Patricia would either refuse to provide a proof, or she would have to disclose the chemistry and mechanics of her detector. But by doing so, Patricia would risk Veronica or others using this technology for themselves. But here is a way for Patricia to provide a proof without revealing the machine's secrets. Veronica pours at random either a glass of Pepsi, Coke, or Dr. Pepper. Veronica knows which it is, but Patricia doesn't, and therefore cannot signal to the machine. Now Patricia places the cup in the machine, and if the output agrees with which drink Veronica poured, then Veronica is somewhat convinced that the machine works. But perhaps Patricia was just lucky. If we repeat the experiment many times, say 50, Patricia will be extremely unlikely to be lucky so many times, and Veronica can really be convinced. For example, if Patricia's machine simply guesses which drink it gets, then in one try, it has probability 1/3 to be correct. But to be correct 50 times in a row, it has a probability much smaller than the probability of selecting one particular grain of sand out of all of the sand in the entire world. In other words, very close to probability 0. Why is this protocol a zero-knowledge proof? Well, let's look at the protocol from Veronica's perspective. In the case that the machine is correct, then 50 times Veronica poured a glass of some drink, and 50 times the machine returned to her what she already knew, which drink it is. Veronica could have simulated the entire interaction by herself. This toy example is in fact similar to real zero-knowledge proofs used in the digital world. But what is the connection between proving a soda detecting machine and proving the legal issues in the Suits video we watched? Remember our trading company suspected internal trading? Now imagine that to protect itself from such a claim, the trading company has published an encryption of its trading software. Now, when the SEC claims that some trades are suspicious, the company can just reveal the software, show that it is the same as the encrypted software in the past, and show that all the trades were done at the recommendation of this software. This will prove that the trades were not done because of some recent internal information the company got, but this is not zero-knowledge proof. The verifier gets to see the software at the end, and we are back to square one. Does there also exist a zero-knowledge proof for the same claim? This is obviously much harder than the soda drinks example from before, but the answer is still yes. There is a zero-knowledge proof for this same statement. This follows from an amazing theorem that states that every mathematical statement that can be proved using some proof system that is not zero-knowledge can also be proved with zero-knowledge proof system. And this can be done using mathematical tools from the field of cryptography. So, since there is a non-zero-knowledge proof that the trading was legal in the example of the Suits video, the judge can also decide to force the trading company to provide, in a zero-knowledge manner, a proof that the trading wasn't illegal. This should make the SEC happy and an honest trading company happy too. Less happy are the episode's viewers who lost some good drama, but we can let the talented scriptwriters worry about that. So, are we done? Can we solve all disclosure dilemmas we discussed with some powerful zero-knowledge proofs? In principle, yes, but there are many challenges to address, which makes this an exciting research area with lots of practical applications. One challenge is to adjust the legal and business world to be compatible with the use of cryptography. A second important challenge is to find practical zero-knowledge proof systems for each specific use case. The general and powerful methods can do the trick in principle, but it is often possible to find a more practical, specialized system. While there are some challenges from the legal side and from the computer science side, it seems that the possibilities are boundless.